Macarons describe a whole category of delicate cookies made with egg whites and either coconut or almond powder. This delicate and artfully symmetrical cookie consists of two halves sandwiching a variety of fillings. The traditional French preparation distinctively utilizes meringue, and because it's so different, this style is referred to as macaron. This technique has a reputation for being tricky, comparable to very precise chemistry. The slightest change in ingredient amounts or the mixing technique can result in big variations with the final product. In the bowl of the food processor, you want to add your powdered sugar and your almond flour. Pulse until the mixture is even in texture and like a fine meal, about 15 seconds. After pulsing the dry ingredients, add the egg whites and cream of tartar to the bowl of a stand mixer. Using the whip attachment, whip the egg whites and cream of tartar on medium until the mixture is frothy and no egg white liquid remains. I'm going to show you what it looks like. So when I lift up the whip attachment, you can see it's very frothy, like the top of a cappuccino, and it's like that all the way down to the bottom. Next, with the mixer running on medium speed, carefully sprinkle in the sugar, a little at a time. Continue to whip until the meringue develops. It should appear soft, shiny, and resemble marshmallow cream. Now that the sugar's been completely incorporated into the foam, we're going to turn the speed up on medium, medium-high, and we're going to whip this up until we start to get some volume in our meringue. Now let's take a look, see how our mixture's coming along. So before it was a little bit runny, and now you can see we're starting to form a nice soft peak. So now that we've achieved the soft peaks, we're really close. So we're gonna go maybe another 60 to 90 seconds of mixing until we get this peak to be a little bit more firm. So you can see now, it's standing up a lot taller. So it's almost pointing towards like 11 o'clock if you're looking at a clock. So now that we've achieved the perfect consistency of our meringue, we're ready to start folding in our dry ingredients. So that would be our almond meal and our powdered sugar. So now that I've transferred the mixture into a larger bowl, I can start adding my dries in 3 increments. So we want to just turn the spatula, cut down through the middle, pull from the bottom, and bring it back up to the top, while rotating the bowl at the same time. Same folding procedure. Final third. This is also a good time to start adding our food coloring and flavoring. Now we've added our vanilla extract, so now I'm gonna add some food coloring. And food coloring can be a little intense depending on how much you add. So for a macaroon, I'm gonna add pink. So now that I have my color incorporated, we want to check the consistency of the batter. So in order to do that, we're going to take our spatula. So your spatula, take the flat side of your spatula, and you're going to run that up the side of the bowl. You're going to form like a flower pattern. Bring that all the way up to the edges, start from the bottom, work your way up to the top, while spinning the bowl at the same time, and then stop and take a look at it. And what you're looking for is the sides to slowly come down towards the bottom of the bowl, very slowly. If it doesn't do anything, if it still stays there, then we need to knock out a little bit more of the air. And if it runs too quickly, then we probably over-incorporated our dry ingredients. So hopefully that doesn't happen. So I can look here and I can see that it's falling, but it's like so slow. I want it to fall a little bit faster. So I want to knock out a little bit more of the air. So you can scrape it back down to the bottom. And then back up the sides again. Sometimes you have to do this twice, maybe 3 times. I can see it's falling very slowly, but I can do this one more time. Now it's falling very gracefully. Perfect. So that took 3 times. Yours may only take 2, this one took 3. An easy way to ensure the macaroons are spaced evenly and baked uniformly is to create a stencil. Do this by tracing a biscuit cutter into parchment paper and sliding that under the silicone mat. So I'm taking my pastry bag and it's loaded with a 1/3 round stainless steel tip, okay, inside a disposable bag. And I'm going to take the bag and I'm going to push it down into the bottom of the tip so that it's creating a plug. And then with the bag wrapped around your hand, you have the perfect opening to put your macaroon batter. So you can see the consistency of the batter. It's still a little runny, but it's not like water. So using your hand to cup the spatula, go ahead and load up the bag. Pull the edges of the bag upward. Remember, we still plug this with the extra end of the bag here. And then this will pop right up. Now we're ready to pipe the cookies. Hold the bag close to the parchment and squeeze. Release. Squeeze. Release. Do a little twist at the end. Will help remove that little wizard cap that happens. Stay within your circle so that they're all the same size. You're going to tap the pan on the surface of the counter. This helps them spread in place, starts to form their shape, and most importantly, expels the gas bubbles that are building up inside. The next thing we're gonna do is let them rest. So they need to form a shell or a skin on them. So we can do this anywhere from 20 minutes to sometimes up to close to an hour. When the cookies appear slightly dry, that's gonna let us know that they're ready. Here's the test. So you're gonna touch the side of the cookie with your finger and it should feel firm. So we have our preheated oven, 325 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're gonna pop these in there in the center rack. And we're gonna bake them for approximately 10 minutes. The top should be uniformly round and there should be a round foot at the bottom of each macaroon when they are ready to be taken out. Once the cookies are done, remove from the oven and allow them to cool completely before removing from the parchment or silicone mat. Now that the cookies have cooled, we're gonna start filling them. So let's start with 3, because we like odd numbers. So to pipe, you can do all kinds of cool things, but I'm gonna take some Italian buttercream here and I have fitted the bag with a star tip. I'm just going to gently hold the cookie, and I'm going to pipe a little rosette right on the top, staying within the perimeter of the cookie so it's not oozing over the edge. Same with the next one, and then the third one. Just gently, you don't want to push too hard. Even though they're difficult to make, customers appreciate the artistry and are willing to pay a premium for these cookies. Because they can be so customized in flavor and appearance, macarons are an elegant dessert that can be reimagined over and over again with a variety of different fillings and flavorings.